Everybody knows somebody who thinks they know everything. If you're like me, and let's be honest, if you're watching a show called Uncensored, it's safe to presume that you're a little more like me than you care to admit. You probably get really fucking annoyed by these think-they-know-it-all types. I know I do. The think-they-know-it-all mentality, depending on how you look at it, either really does think they know everything, and they're quick to point it out at everyone they encounter, or they suffer from such extremely low self-esteem that they can't stand the possibility of even being proven wrong by anyone, even at times when they are caught spewing complete and total bullshit about a topic they claim to be knowledgeable about, which, let's be honest, with the think-they-know-it-all types, is most topics, most or all of the time. Personally, I suspect it's a little bit of both going on in the mind of the think-they-know-it-all type. I have known many of these think-they-know-it-all mentalities in my life. Some have been co-workers, some were in my family tree, and still others pretended to be my friend in the past, until I wised up to their lunacy and their insatiable need to be right all the time in their own mind. No matter how much they do try to convince you that they know everything about everything, or at least try to intimidate you into pretending that they know everything, if only so they will stop bugging you. Thankfully, social media has made it incredibly easy to block these think-they-know-it-all types from your online life anyway. Even if in some cases you are related to a think-they-know-it-all, and you occasionally still have to deal with them, even if only once in a while, in the real world. For those times, there's a really easy way to annoy the fucking shit out of a think-they-know-it-all type. As we've already covered, a lot of them, even though they want you to think that they know everything about everything, and that they're always right, this is important to them. A lot of them don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about, even as they're talking about it. So obviously, if you absolutely must speak with a think-they-know-it-all mentality, one of the most fun things to do with this type is to use reason and logic. This is an easy way to annoy the crap out of them. You'd be surprised how quickly they will either leave you alone, or how fast they stick their fucking foot in their mouth even further, just by using the simple step of using reason and logic when you speak to one of these think-they-know-it-all types. People, I've had more than 3 decades of experience dealing with these types and stopping them cold in their tracks. I certainly don't want to sound like a think-they-know-it-all, but in this case, I do know what I'm talking about. Another fun trick for dealing with a think-they-know-it-all, which comes into play if you are familiar with some of the topics they love to bullshit about, is to do some research on these topics, get the facts, and use them to your advantage. This might actually also fall under using reason and logic. I certainly don't want to come off as a think-I-know-it-all myself, because in reality, just like everybody else, I have my own strengths and weaknesses, depending on the topic, and I'm not always right about everything. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is always right about everything. In reality, I don't know a whole lot about everything. Nobody knows everything about everything. Something you do need to prepare for when you use reason and logic against a think-they-know-it-all is that they almost always have to have the last word on everything. More enlightened souls, such as ourselves, know damn well that any argument is not about having the last word, but the best word. To the think-they-know-it-all, they have an insatiable need to have the last word because they think whoever has the last word wins the argument. Even if usually the last word is not the best word. The goal of the think-they-know-it-all is to get everybody to agree with them. The goal of somebody who is confronting a think-they-know-it-all with the truth is to simply point out how it actually is rather than how the think-they-know-it-all thinks it is. Now, when you fight back with a well-researched answer, don't be surprised if you get a condescending grunt answer such as, uh-huh, or whatever, from the person that you are engaging. When you get a grunt answer or whatever, basically, well, some of you have heard the saying that if a girl says whatever, it means fuck you. And when a think-they-know-it-all says, uh-huh, exactly like that, or whatever, they're either saying fuck you, or they don't really have anything intelligent to say, so they just want to, it's more important to them to get the last word out than it is to actually have something intelligent to say. When it comes to calling people out on something, the think-they-know-it-all type can certainly dish it out, but they can't take the heat, ever. Because they always have to be right in their own mind. If somebody is giving them heat for anything, oh no, somebody thinks that I'm wrong on something. So I have to spew out as much verbiage as I can to make them look like idiots or assholes. This is the mentality of the think-they-know-it-all type. If you see them for what they are, you are their enemy. Even if they don't think you are. They see you subconsciously and mentally as their enemy. And they will do everything they can to try to knock you down every chance that they get. Because it's the only way they can feel right in their own minds about you. As far as dishing it out but not being able to take it, this is also the case with internet stalkers in my experience, but that's a whole different topic for a whole different episode. Finally, bear in mind that when dealing with a think-they-know-it-all mentality, it's not nearly as much fun to prove them wrong as it is to let them make a fool of themselves on their own and to stick their foot in their own mouth. The overwhelming majority of college and university students actually believe the urban legend that if a professor is 15 minutes or more late to class, that class is canceled. We live in a society where people will buy a $700 mobile phone, yet they will shoot videos that look like this on their $700 phones. Cockroaches can survive a nuclear blast. So just what the fuck is in a can of Raid? The deepest, darkest, most disturbing thing you will ever think of in your entire life has already been Googled by someone out there. Sweet dreams. Nearly 8 times as many children in the U.S. died from child abuse as did from guns in 2013. Yet far more people advocate for gun control than children's rights. The owners of this movie theater have asked me to personally thank you for your patronage. As a reminder, the motion picture you are about to see has been rated R, meaning that anyone in the audience under 17 years of age must be accompanied by a parent or legal guardian. If you are under 17 years of age and you are not accompanied by a parent or legal guardian, please get the fuck out of here right now, because this movie is rated R and it contains things you're not supposed to see without a responsible adult to be present. Furthermore, nothing goes really great with a good R-rated movie like silence during the show. So as a reminder, please remember to turn your fucking cell phones either off or to vibrate so that you don't disturb the other fucking patrons with your phone. If you must take a fucking call during the fucking movie, please exit the screening room to do so. Again, as a courtesy to the other patrons. Also, nobody likes people who talk during the movie. So please keep your fucking mouth shut during the movie. Alright? It's really not that difficult. Just shut the fuck up during the movie. Is that too much to fucking ask? Thank you. And please enjoy the fucking show. Little known fact of the week. This is 100% true. The sound of the raptor call, oh, oh, in Jurassic Park was actually captured by recording tortoises mating. Recently, it's been suggested that people with blue eyes share a common ancestor from about 6,000 years ago. While this is somewhat cool, given that apparently I'm related to some of my favorite people in the film industry, it's also really not cool because I am also related to Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Adolf Hitler. I guess there's a downside to everything. This is a quick, uncensored moment in history. I hate to be the one to break this to you, but everything you think you know about the origins of the finger is probably dead fucking wrong. The advent of the internet has brought about a tendency for people who think they know it all to post completely incorrect information about a wide range of topics. America's favorite hand gesture is no exception to having its history fabricated by people who want you to think they know everything, but in reality are completely full of shit. Some people actually still believe that the pluck you theory is the true origin of the finger. For years, there have been incorrect accounts all over cyberspace claiming that the expression fuck you, as well as the finger, originated during the Battle of Agincourt. Supposedly, according to the pluck you account, the French severed the middle finger of any English archer who was captured so they could never draw their bows again. At the time, English longbows were made from the wood of the yew tree. This false account goes on to claim that those who weren't captured responded by making a certain defiant gesture we all know today, and probably have been guilty of using from time to time, to be honest. I actually just used it today on somebody who was being an asshole. According to the pluck you account, which was proven false years ago by Snopes.com, actually, English archers made the gesture as a way of saying, "We can still pluck you." They would wave it around like this, according to some variants of the account. Depending on who tries to tell you this complete crock of shit, they may also try to claim that the term fuck you originated here, or that the word fuck originated from the same pluck you account of the finger. Also, completely fabricated. The actual origin of the word fuck is unknown. Everything you've ever heard about the origin of the word fuck is total horse shit, whether you're hearing of supposedly a king in the Middle Ages using the term fuck to mean for unauthorized carnal knowledge. No, fuck is not an acronym. Granted, some college professors probably still tell students never to cite Wikipedia as a source on a paper, and I can kind of agree with them there. At the same time, in more recent years, Wikipedia has become more reliable, except when the occasional school teacher or professor hacks into the page for their hometown and claims to be the emperor of their hometown, or some shit like that. Other than that, it's usually pretty accurate. Once erroneous information is discovered, it gets deleted or updated very quickly. That said, I'm inclined to believe their account of the history of the finger. According to them, the finger, as we know it today, dates back to ancient Greek and Roman times, and was actually originally more of a phallic gesture. Somehow, in more modern times, it's evolved to more or less mean, fuck you. No. According to linguist Jesse Shadlower, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I may be incorrect, the finger's development in America as an obscene gesture can be traced to the late 19th century. More specifically, around 1890. According to anthropologist Desmond Morris, the finger was probably brought to America by Italian immigrants, which would make sense if it originated in ancient Greece and ancient Rome, because ancient Rome eventually became modern Italy, or at least part of ancient Rome did. This has been your quick, uncensored moment in history about America's favorite hand gesture, the finger. Alright, there are those who say that abstinence-only sex education is the way to go in preventing teen pregnancies. So, I have a few thoughts on this for those who want to encourage their teenagers to stay abstinent. And it's going to be kind of controversial because this show is called Uncensored. Okay, people, here is what you've got to do. You've got to get all the parents, teachers, and faculty together. Have them meet in the school gym or make videos on their own, but you need to make a massive pornographic sex tape of every parent, teacher, and faculty member in the school district having sex. And then what you do is on the first day of class, you show this sex tape to all of the students. Believe me, if they see a video of their parents, teachers, and faculty having sex, they won't think it's cool anymore. We might actually contribute to reducing the world population, which we desperately need to do, by reasonable or slightly unreasonable means. But yeah, if everybody got together and made a sex tape, trust me, your kid's probably going to stay abstinent until they're my age. Ugh. Just a thought. Since a lot of segments in this episode have really pushed things close, I wanted to introduce a piece called Conspiracy Theory of the Week, but it's going to be kind of short and simple because I elaborated a little too much on a few other segments of the show, at least for this episode. So, here it is, your Conspiracy Theory of the Week. JFK? OJ did it! Why not? He's gotten blamed for so many other things. Peace.